What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to TTP Sports, and today I want to talk some National Hockey League because I need hockey back. It's just evident at this point. I'm a hockey fan first. I've been called a jerk off by many of my friends, and I don't care what they think. So I just need hockey back. It's just blatantly stated right there. And definitely we'll be talking about some Sixers a couple days from now. They have a game on Friday, one of their preseason games I wasn't able to watch. Their last game on Tuesday against Boston, so we'll have some Sixers content coming out soon. But right now, I want to talk hockey. I need it back right now. I need it in my veins. I need it injected into there. All that. Because I'm dying. Thankfully, we're getting basketball back. And with the Eagles, I'm just sick of it. I don't want that season to end. I need hockey back. I need it back desperately. And it's funny, too, just because there's been so many nights in a row. Sometimes I watch, full old games with one of my buddies. We just find something on YouTube. We find a full game and stuff like that. It's just oh, it's been a while since we watched the game with actual fans, and it's a fun time. But it's I need the live thing back. We need the live sport back. It's just been so long, and hopefully we're getting closer and closer to the league actually announcing when the date is going to be for the National Hockey League to restart their season. So there's been a lot of rumors, a lot of discussions. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about some Flyers news. A lot of Flyers are coming back into the States to practice at the Voorhees Skate Zone. We'll be talking about that. Another bright story with the Flyers, too, involving Oskar Lindblom. And then also with the NHL, some sad news that was literally just announced 20 to 30 minutes ago about Henrik Lundqvist. We will get into that after those. But let's talk about the start date and what the hell is going on with the National Hockey League at this point. So like I said with the Philadelphia Flyers, just players all across the league, if they're playing overseas or they're just staying home at this point, a lot of players are coming back into the States, coming back into Canada to prep for when the season is actually going to start. And that's a positive thing too, because you're seeing all these players coming back. Okay, we're probably getting closer and closer towards an actual start date being announced. And it has been rumored by a lot of reporters out there, TSN, just local beat reporters too, that we could possibly see a start date announced maybe by the end of this week. Most likely, if there is a start date announced, I would assume it's going to be before the holidays. Most likely, going off what some of these reporters are saying, maybe it's going to be at the end of the week. We just don't know at this point. Everything that has been stated is most likely just going to be hypothetical. Take it with a grain of salt. But I do have high hopes that we're going to get some type of announcement before the holidays, some type of announcement before Christmas, just so, because we're getting all these players back and they're getting ready for the regular season to start, we just have to wait for that agreement with the NHL and the Players Association. Once they finally meet in the middle, once they finally get that agreement going, we can finally get rolling, finally have that NHL season announced, and basically, it'll be closer and closer towards the start of training camp. So that's some bright things to look at right there. And like I said, a lot of beat reporters have been speculating that the league might announce something at the end of this week, so most likely Friday, or maybe sometime before the holidays. You just have to wait and see at this point. Everything at this point is hypothetical. But Gary Bettman, he has been giving some details about what would happen during the regular season this year, when it is announced. There have been some speculation. Most likely, with the division realignments, you're definitely going to get that Canadian division because of that whole situation with the Canadian border. They don't want people crossing it at this point. So you'll have every Canadian team playing each other. You'll have your Eastern Division, you'll have your Central Division, you'll have your Western Division. You're a Flyers fan, most likely the Eastern Division will consist of the Boston Bruins, the Sabres, maybe the Carolina Hurricanes, the Devils, both New York teams, the Islanders and the Rangers, the Flyers, maybe the Pittsburgh Penguins. It has been speculated they might play in the Central Division, which would be very weird because the Penguins, they have so many rivals in the East with the Flyers, the Capitals, the Devils, the Rangers, the Islanders. They just have so many division rivals in the East. It would be weird seeing them in the Central. And like I said, maybe the Penguins and most likely the Washington Capitals. So what Gary Bettman has talked about, it sounds like when the league does come back, it sounds like they're going to be doing something similar to what baseball did. Because what baseball did to limit traveling, each division, the NL and the AL, they would play each other. So you would have the NL and the AL East, they would play each other. The AL and the NL Central, they would play each other. Same thing with the West. Those two different divisions would play each other. And it sounds like what they're doing with the NHL right now, what Gary Bettman did state that, it sounds like they're going to be playing just each division, they're just going to be playing each other within the division. So every Eastern team, they're just going to be playing each other and those teams in that division. The Central team, just those teams in that division. West, same difference with the Canadian division as well. Something just to limit traveling, and it also can make it easier to situate this if teams do get diagnosed with COVID. Say if like a team like the Boston Bruins, they have a little bit of an outbreak going on. It'll be easier to, I guess, get situated just because there's not much traveling going on. And if they did play a team and come into contact with other players, it could be probably easier to situate, okay, which team was that team in contact with previously, so we can get this situation sorted out. So it sounds like just teams within their division are going to be playing each other for whatever, it's going to be a 52, 56 game type of season. And there also has been speculation that the owners, they don't want a 52 to 56 game season. They want to go closer to that 48. Like I said, it's all hypothetical. It's all just rumors at this point. But most people are speculating that an announcement is going to come sooner rather than later, which is a bright sign right there. And just going over with maybe how the league is also going to work out, because when they had the bubble in Edmonton and in Toronto, it's going to be, how is it going to work for the divisions this year? There have been talks about maybe the season starts out with bubbles and maybe eventually they'll progress into teams just playing in their home arenas, because there's a situation going on in California right now with the San Francisco 49ers, the city of Santa Clara. They're preventing indoor-outdoor athletic abilities, and it's preventing the 49ers from playing in their home stadium. So the San Jose Sharks, they're around that area, and they might be one of the teams that, hey, you can't be playing in your arena, you can't be practicing in your facility. So maybe we see teams in California, maybe the Kings, maybe the Ducks are also going to be involved in this as well. Maybe they can't play in their home arenas, maybe they can't practice in their own arenas. So that's going to be something difficult right there. Maybe teams are going to have to relocate for a short period of time. Maybe that's where the bubbles come in. So maybe you stay in a bubble for maybe like so many weeks, and then eventually you transgression into going into your own home arenas. That's going to be something that we have to look into right there. And just looking at this in general, I know teams, they don't want bubbles, but maybe you start off with a bubble, then you eventually progress into your home arena. And then also just with regulations too, if we're not to do the bubble, the NHL is most likely going to be doing something to where it's a controlled environment. Like somewhat of a bubbled environment, to where, say if teams are traveling to Philadelphia, every team, they have to go just to one hotel, and I guess with restaurants and stuff like that, they can only go to this one restaurant. Every team has to stay in the same hotel, and they can only go to specific places that the NHL allows. So, same hotel, possibly like same restaurant, and back and forth to the arenas for practice, play, and things like that. So it's going to be like a bubbled environment, but without the literal sense of being in a bubble. It's a bubble-controlled environment, if you know what I mean right there. So it's going to be something similar to something like that. So hopefully, in the near future, maybe in the next few days or so, we can get some type of announcement from the National Hockey League that we're getting a start date, because that would be very, very nice. And just going towards the Philadelphia Flyers standpoint right here, maybe we can just get something started. I don't know. We're getting a lot of players coming into the States right now. Like I said, I think Travis Konechny, he was one of the players that just came back today. I think Lindblom still is expected back. Robert Hague is still expected back. Carter Hart too. I think Provorov has been there for a while now. So there are a lot of Flyers right now that are practicing over at the Voorhees skate zone. So seeing all these players coming back, that makes it more of a possibility that we're going to get a start date announcement sooner rather than later. So that's some bright side right there. And another really bright news right here for the Philadelphia Flyers, in the case for Oskar Lindblom. He's officially cancer-free. So going back to over a year ago at this point, I think it's been basically exactly a year since Lindblom was diagnosed with his Ewing sarcoma, his cancer. And it's just like, through everything that was going on, for when he started the season, he was one of the Flyers' leading goal scorers, to when he got diagnosed with cancer, and he had to sit out the rest of the season. Everything going on with Oscar Strong, the team circling around him. It was heartbreaking stuff, but it was also very happy stuff at the same time. And then once you get everything going on with the COVID-19 was just like, okay, Lindblom has to deal with cancer and also go through COVID-19 at the same time. It's like, man, this guy can't catch a break. So you get the season postponed, you come back into the bubble. Lindblom was cleared to go into the bubble. He rang the bell to basically state that he's done with his cancer treatments. And then you see him come back in Game 6 against the New York Islanders. It was just like, man, this guy is a tearjerker. And now you get the official statement, I think it was a couple days ago, that Lindblom went back to get tested from the doctor's office. And now that he is officially cancer-free, which is amazing. And I can't wait to see a Lindblom lace him up for this season. Hopefully he can continue the same pace that he was at the start of the season, but I'm not going to expect that much from Lindblom just because he's coming off of cancer. Let the guy get back into his skates, get back into his strength, and let him prepare for the season. I'm not going to expect that much from him, but it's going to be great seeing him on the ice. It's going to be something very fantastic. And into basically the final news of today, it's more of the heartbreaking stuff right here. So like I said in the previous, it involves Henrik Lundqvist. Lundqvist, he didn't re-sign with the New York Rangers. He in turn did sign a contract with the Washington Capitals to play for this season. But literally, he just posted on his social medias, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, that he is going to not be able to play for this upcoming season. He's been going through many tests with the doctors, and they found out that he had a heart condition, and the doctor said that the risk of him playing through this heart condition would be too great. So it was recommended that Lundqvist would not play this upcoming season, which is just, it's insanely heartbreaking because Lundqvist, just being a Flyers fan at this point, seeing Lundqvist with the New York Rangers, even in the early stages of the 2010s when he was in his pure dominance, it's just I hated watching him play against the Flyers, but he was one of my favorite goaltenders to watch overall. But just seeing as the years go on, as he gets older, as he starts to regress with his play, it's just like, man, I just want to see this guy win a Stanley Cup so badly. He is one of the greats in the National Hockey League. He is with the Joe Thorntons, with the Patrick Marleaus. He is going to be one of those type of players. Hopefully, this doesn't mean it's the end of his career. Hopefully, he can come back from this for the following season, get through his heart condition, just settle it through, maybe find a way to come back for the next season. But right now, you're just going to have to take everything a day at a time like he is going to do. He's going to talk to his family, talk to his doctors, and see what can happen. But hopefully, this does not mark the end of his career. Hopefully, because that would just be insanely heartbreaking because I don't want to see Henrik Lundqvist be one of those players, be one of those fantastic players of his generation to go down and not win a Stanley Cup. He got to the finals once with the Rangers. They lost to the LA Kings. And basically, Lundqvist just hasn't been able to, and also his team. Lundqvist has been playing great. Sometimes he didn't have those teams to get over the hump. And it just feels bad. I feel bad for the guy. I feel insanely bad for the man. And I want to see this man win a Stanley Cup. But hopefully he can find a way to get past this. Hopefully he can find a way to come back and play. But right now, like I said, you got to find a way to take it a day at a time. And that's exactly what he's going to do. So it's heartbreaking stuff right there. Hopefully he manages to come back. I want to see this man win a Stanley Cup. Hopefully it doesn't mark the end of his career. But right now, like I said, he has to take it a day at a time. And it's just, like I said, if it does turn out to be one of this thing that ends his career, he's going to go down as probably one of the best players to not win a cup. He's going to go down there with Joe Thornton, Patrick Marleau possibly, if Thornton doesn't end up winning a Stanley Cup in the next few years or so, because Thornton's career, he's getting up there in age, in his 40s, and I don't think, who knows how much more he has left in the tank. Who knows, maybe because we have Jaromir Jagr playing over in Europe. He's most likely going to be playing until he's 50 at this point. So who knows at this point. But like I said, Lundqvist, hopefully this doesn't mark the end of your career because I want to see this guy win a Stanley Cup. I've always hated you watching you when you played the Flyers in the early stages of the 2010s. But I respect the hell out of him. He's one of my favorite goaltenders to watch growing up. And it's just sad to see. It's just very heartbreaking to see. So what are your thoughts, everyone, on the possible start date coming back for the NHL? What are your thoughts on Oskar Lindblom being free of cancer? What are your thoughts on the Henrik Lundqvist situation? I want to hear your thoughts down in the comment sections below. So don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to check out the Painted Lounge, which I am a part of. Those links will be down in the description below. Also, don't forget to check out the Fired Up Podcast merchandise website. That link will also be in the description as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time.